Remember when last season was stacked with bangers after bangers? Yeah, I think this season is gonna keep that momentum going. My name is Christopher, and I'm gonna list the most anticipated anime of spring 2021. And let's just get My Hero Academia season 5 out of the way. We all know everybody gonna be watching this. Every new little weebling who just started watching anime in the past few years probably having a massive boner just thinking about another season of My Hero Academia. Season 4 felt a lot like filler episodes. Hopefully this season would pick things up. Nagatoro-san is just a flat version of Uzaki-chan. And I don't understand what the deal is with these smug anime girls who annoy the male characters getting anime adaptations left and right. While honestly, I just want a Komi-san can't communicate anime. Fumetsu no Natae, or To Your Eternity in English, is about an immortal being. It? Who can shapeshift? What? This synopsis honestly sounds like a prequel to It movies. Well, maybe it is, maybe not, but I will check it out nevertheless. Zombielandsaga Season 2 Revenge is basically a comedic take on idol genre, which is a genre personally I've never been a fan of. But if you watched the first season, you're probably gonna check this one out. But I don't think I will. After Beastars, oddtaxi is another attempt to turn us into furries. But if you are into that, not that I'm judging, Beastars Season 3 The Fake Taxi is just for you. But all the jokes aside, I love Beastars, so I'm gonna try watching this too. Fruits Basket, the final season, and honestly I've only watched the first season, I really need to catch up on it. It's basically a supernatural rom-com which focuses on this Soma family who alternate to zodiac animals after being hugged by a woman. They will all probably end up virgins, I don't know.
You're a virgin!
Shaman King is a remake of an old anime which was released 20 years ago. And remaking old anime has become quite a bit of a trend these past few years. And not that I'm complaining, I think it's a really good thing. Maybe someday we'll get an Ashita no Joe remake. And about Shaman King, it's basically a tournament arc and whoever wins becomes the Shaman King, I guess. And honestly, this looks like a classic shonen anime. Megalobox second season Nomad. And this is the anime that I'm looking forward to the most this season. I really want to see how they're gonna continue Joe's story because the ending of the first season was amazing. And Megalobox is just a reimagination of Ashita no Joe which was released 52 years ago. And whereas Ashita no Joe was normal boxing, Megalobox is cyberpunk boxing. Just go watch it if you haven't already. Higehiro, and I'm not gonna say the full name because it's too long. And honestly, I don't understand why light novel names are this long. But it's a rom-com about a runaway girl who ends up meeting an office worker who lets her stay at his home in exchange for her doing all the housework. Basically, he just makes her a living maid, I guess. And I've probably watched all the rom-coms in existence, so obviously I'm gonna watch this too. Next up is another rom-com, Koi to Yobuni wa Kimochi Warui, which loosely translates to It's Too Gross to Call This Love. And it's kinda the complete opposite of the previous rom-com I just mentioned. Cause in this one they're not living together, but the male character is also an office worker who is madly in love with the female character to the point she finds it disgusting. And just like the previous one, I'm obviously gonna watch this too. Next up is yet another rom-com, the rom-com where childhood friend won't lose. Yep, that's the name. Even the name has rom-com in it. It's about a high school boy who has to choose between his first crush and his childhood friend. And as the name suggests, the childhood friend probably won't lose. Unless the other girl pulls an Uno reverse card on her. So I'm definitely gonna check this out to see if that happens. Eden Zero is another work by Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail. And honestly, this looks like a Fairy Tail Star Wars spin-off. All the characters look like recolored and renamed Fairy Tail characters. And he even added Happy from Fairy Tail. He's not even recolored and renamed. And couple years ago I started the manga, read up to like chapter 20 or something and kinda forgot about it. And hopefully Hiro Mashima won't push his power of friendship, just like he did in Fairy Tail, which is what ruined it for me honestly. But nevertheless, I'm still gonna check this out. Moriarty the Patriot Season 2. And Season 1 literally just ended 3 months ago. I've never seen a sequel season being pushed out this fast. But honestly, I'm not complaining. I loved Season 1 and it's literally Sherlock Holmes anime but from the perspective of his arch nemesis Moriarty. And honestly, just go watch Season 1, okay? Just go watch it. Tokyo Revengers is also an anime that I'm really interested in watching this season. It's about a guy who finds out his ex-girlfriend has been murdered by a gang. And while wondering where it all went wrong, he gets pushed in front of a train. And instead of dying, he goes 12 years back in time. And he decides to join that gang himself so he can save his ex-girlfriend. And honestly, this time travel concept really reminded me of an old anime movie, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. But back to Tokyo Revengers, I really like this concept of getting a do-over and getting a chance to rewrite history. And also I've heard great things about the manga, so obviously I'm gonna watch this. 86 is another anime that I'm kind of interested in watching. And it's basically a mecha anime based around war between two countries fought using insect-like tanks. And there are like tons of anime that are based on concepts like war, but none of them have come close to likes of Attack on Titan, Code Geass and the Legends of the Galactic Heroes. But I'm honestly curious to see if this one does. Another one that I want to check out is Mars Red. It's based on a vampire apocalypse that takes place in 1923 and government is using their own vampires to hunt down the other vampires. And honestly this sounds like a mix of Hellsing Ultimate and the Dawnguard DLC of Skyrim. And Mars Red is actually based on a stage reading play, which is honestly the first time I've ever seen happening. But I'm not saying that there have never been any anime based on a stage reading play, I'm just saying I've never heard of one. The World Ends With You is based on a video game franchise by Square Enix. And there has been a lot of misconception regarding this particular anime. People have been asking, is this a Kingdom Hearts anime? No, it's not a Kingdom Hearts anime, and that is most probably because of Square Enix, because they make both of these games. But there are mangas of Kingdom Hearts and World Ends With You, and they're both written by the same author, Shiro Amano. So you can say this anime is probably the closest thing you can get to Kingdom Hearts anime, but it's not really the Kingdom Hearts anime at the same time. I'm probably on the fence on checking this one out. I probably won't, I probably will, I don't know. Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood is another anime that I'm really looking forward to this season. It's set in an alternate history Japan where the Tokugawa shogunate was never abolished, unlike real life. It's basically based on a rebellion to overthrow the government, while the main character wants revenge on the government organization. So it's kinda like Vinland Saga in a Demon Slayer style setting with a female lead, I guess. From rock musical drama masterpieces like Nana and Beck, to classical Noda Me Cantabile, to even a jazz musical drama, Kids on the Slope. I have never seen a musical drama based on a traditional Japanese music. Until Mashiro no Oto, which is releasing this season, and as soon as I saw those tags, I instantly added this into my plan to watch list. Because honestly, I love musical drama anime, and I just completed manga of Beck hours before recording this video. And if Mashiro no Oto can come close to even one of these, trust me, we are in for an amazing ride. Next up is Way of the House Husband, and there has been a controversy regarding the quality of animation of this anime, and that is people are calling this cheap animation done by JC staff, and even to me this looks like a motion manga more than an anime. But if they manage to pull this off, I'm sure this is gonna be my most favorite slice of life anime, because I even checked out the manga and the comedy in it is honestly S tier. And if they manage to make this as funny as the manga, I'm sure some people would overlook the quality of the animation. With an original plot that almost sounds like a Mission Impossible to stop a war between VTubers 100 years into the future. That is being animated by none other than Wit Studio. I present to you Detroit Become Anime. But the anime I'm talking about is Vivy Fluorite Ice Song. And the reason I'm gonna be checking this one out is because it's a new original work by Wit Studio. Because their last original work was Great Pretender, and I even made a video about Great Pretender explaining why it was the anime of the year in my opinion. I will link that video in the description below if you wanna check it out. But back to Vivy, it's basically AI stopping AI from going nuts on the humans around them. But the animation in the trailer looks so good, I just have to check it out. Godzilla SP is just Godzilla the anime. There's literally nothing more I can say to explain this one. And my chances of checking this one out all depends upon Godzilla vs Kong movie, because I'm gonna watch it, and if I like it I'm gonna check this out. If I don't, then I won't. Every season there is one anime that gets infamous only for one reason. It's animation. And this isn't the one getting impaled on the spear that is called 3D CGI. Is Cestus, the Roman fighter.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary!
And off the top of my head I can only name like 2 good 3D anime, and that are Beastars and Ajin. So the only reason I'm gonna check this one out is to see if this works in 3D. Supercub is a whole Honda motorcycle ad disguised as an anime, and it's just a wholesome slice of life anime. You can check this one out if you're a fan of those genres, cause I know I will. How to Not Summon a Demon Lord is just another isekai, something about RPG or something, I don't know, I've never watched it. Burningkabaddi is literally just the anime, and honestly there's a huge amount of sports anime in my plan to watch list, but since this will be a weekly show I'll try this one. Shadow's House, and this is being animated by Cloverworks. And even though it looks like Promised Neverland, I think it will be probably better than Promised Neverland Season 2. But still, I'm on the fence about checking this one out. Yasuke is a Netflix original anime releasing at the end of April, and it is being animated by none other than MAPPA. And at this point, I think MAPPA is just bullwhipping their animators to churn out as much anime as they can. But the trailer of Yasuke hasn't been released yet, so I'm using the still images. And if you're watching this video after the trailer has been released, I will link the trailer in the description along with all the trailers of the anime I just mentioned. And about Yasuke, it's inspired by the real black samurai Yasuke, who actually existed in the late 16th century. Even one of the most famous samurai anime, the Afro Samurai, is inspired by the real Yasuke. And just before I was about to complete this video, a release date has come out for an anime I was really hyped for. And that anime is Record of Ragnarok, which is going to be airing in late spring 2021, unlike all the anime I've just mentioned. And Record of Ragnarok is literally a tournament arc between gods from every religion versus legendary men from entire history of mankind. The animation is being handled by Studio Grafnica, the studio that animated Hellsing Ultimate, one of my most favorite anime and a must watch honestly. And this show is probably gonna be one of those that even if you're not an anime fan, you're still gonna enjoy this. Originally, I was going to include a movie Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, but it was delayed to summer 2021, so I'll do it next time. And that's the end of the video, I guess. You all can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram and SoundCloud. All of the links will be in the description down below. Like if you enjoyed the video, and most importantly, don't forget to